Hey everybody, my name is Cougar Draven, and this is Thinking Out Loud. For today's topic, I wanted to talk about a comic book character that I have come to really enjoy, but I've noticed a lot of problems with, and that is Harley Quinn. Now let's get this out of the gate right away. I detest the Joker as a character. The Joker is a cheap and easy foil whose only real purpose is to be the one thing that Batman can never really defeat. And that's, I mean, I see your point there, but it's kind of like, it's unnecessary. And I'm displeased with the Batman comics because they actually seem to have done away with the Joker. But, unlike the last time that they'd done away with the Joker, he came back in like 6 issues. So I hate the Joker as a character. He's a terrible character. But the Joker and Bruce Timm and Paul Dini, by respect, they started this from the Joker's ridiculousness. Something awesome was created because Bruce Timm and Paul Dini were able to create a character named Harley Quinzel, who later became Harley Quinn because in comics you can't have a meaningful name and not do something with it. So, and over the years, the Harley Quinn character has not been great up until recently. But recently things have gotten better, and that's good, and here's why. So let me roll with you here. Harley Quinn is an incredibly strong female character, which is something that comic books need. William Moulton Marston can go eat a dick, is basically what I'm saying. Wonder Woman is great despite the origins. And 90% of superheroes are men. And there's a lot of problems with comics. A lot of them. But Harley Quinn seems to be a step in the right direction. A female character who, broke the bonds of an abusive relationship. Which is incredible. How many people, it's incredible that actually was written in there. The relationship was absolutely abusive, and as of 2011, they made a big deal about Harley being over the Joker, which is excellent. So, I had a couple of thoughts that I wanted to talk about, and the first of those is relating to Batman Arkham City. And this is a little weird thing because it's been a while since I've actually looked into it, but what I remember is, to give a little bit of background, in Arkham Asylum, the voice actress they got for Harley Quinn was the voice actress who had voiced her on all of the animated work, which is Arlene Sorkin. And, however, for Arkham City, she was replaced with, I believe, Tara Strong, I'm not sure. And every single... the party line that I've heard is that Arlene Sorkin asked for too much money, and so they went with Tara Strong. And that, that brings a question. What exactly is too much money? Did she request a fleet of gold-plated Cadillacs? Because that I could maybe see being a little bit too much, mostly because you're never going to drive all those. Why would you need them? Also, plated with gold, that's just going to melt. Anyway... but seriously though, what exactly is too much money? It's indicative of the long-standing problem that Hollywood and television and video games have had with their. It's indicative of this problem where they don't pay voice actors enough money because it's voice actors are deemed to be a dime a dozen and replaceable, and it's like their craft is somehow viewed as less than regular acting, and that's just frankly fucking insulting. because you still have to go through takes. There's a lot less costume design, yeah. There's a lot less, making sure you're actually in the in the moment. Though I will say a lot of stuff is new, like with the Uncharted series and Nolan North providing face capture, motion capture, and voice for Nathan Drake. He's basically acting. And, I don't know if Arlene Sorkin was doing motion capture for Harley Quinn. It's entirely possible. I just don't know. And if that's the case, then she was also acting and should be respected as such. And it just kind of feels like voice actors get the shaft because of some inherent prejudice that people won't even talk about, and that's kind of fucked up. Not to knock Tara Strong. I believe it was Tara Strong, like I said, and the voices in Arkham City and Arkham Knight, and they're fantastic. I appreciate it. The other two topics that I wanted to talk about are kind of intertwined, and they represent the lingering problem I have with Harley Quinn. And okay, so a couple of months ago, Harley Quinn got her own solo series about 2 years ago now, and it's been going strong. It's got a little over 20 issues in it, and about 2 months ago, the Harley Quinn's Little Black Book special was released. And on the whole, it was pretty good. It was, the Gotham City Sirens, that is Harley, Selena Kyle, Catwoman, and Pamela Isley, who is Poison Ivy, going off and having an adventure across the country. That's what the core of the story was about. It was okay. It was pretty good. But it goes back to a problem I have with Harley Quinn, which is absolute sexualization of the character for no real reason. Like, there's a scene in the special where, like, it starts out with eye candy, with a giant splash page of all three of the sirens sitting on the back of a truck in basically bikinis, suntanning. And it's just like, what the hell? Was that necessary? What was the point of that? What was the purpose of having this, basically this fan service out there? Is it just to sell comics to teenage boys? Because if that's the case, then maybe you're missing the point. Just a little bit. And if it's not the case, then what case was it for? I mean, we know sex sells, but the fact that it does is a problem, because it's only one type of sex that's selling, and it's only being sold to one type of person. It's not inclusive, and that is a problem. Every time, and there were other things about the Little Black Book that really bothered me. Not enough to remember them, of course, because it's ridiculously late or early, depending on your perspective. And I haven't slept in a long time, so I'm a little bit out of it. So my memory isn't quite what it should be, but I remember making a point to say that every single time I was about ready to just, let that whole suspension of disbelief thing kick in and just enjoy the special, something else happened to pull me out of it. And that's the hallmark of bad writing, and 90% of the time it was related to, something sexualized happening with the character. Like the character of Harley Quinn has made some serious growths in the past couple of years. Like we all assumed that Harley and Ivy were an item, but it was never confirmed until recently. It's confirmed now, and that's awesome. But there were other things, and it's hard to really take it seriously when it feels like it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back every time that you open a comic. So I don't know. Just some food for thought. Take it or leave it. If you have any comments, leave a comment and let me know what you think. If you like the video, please like the video. If you want to see more like this, subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next week. Peace.